Alrighty, guys, we are back for the season wrap, the last episode of 2025 of the All In Triathlon podcast. Jelle is back on the Gold Coast. I'm also on the Gold Coast, but we're about 10 minutes apart as he's spent a bit of time with the family. But welcome back to Aussie Shores, Jelle. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks. Mate, I'm tired. I didn't. Well, it's like because the flight from Qatar to back to Brisbane, it started like in the evening. So I slept quite a bit because I didn't sleep much at all like the night after the race. So I slept like 7 hours on the flight, but then I arrived at like 5:30 p.m. here in Brisbane. So then I woke up at 1:40 this night and I couldn't
Oof.
sleep anymore. So
I'm,
I like unpacked my bike and stuff before like everyone else here woke up. But no, for the rest I'm good. Like it's nice to have the season done. Like I was struggling quite a bit this last month with like training and motivation wise. So it's good to have that last race done. Obviously we'll talk about it more later, but it wasn't like how I wanted it, of course, and I tumbled from second to third overall in the end. But yeah, I'm just happy to be done because I needed a much deserved off season now and spend some time with the family. And we went to the beach this morning already, so yeah,
mm.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing because we spoke just before starting to record because we have had some feedback from people, and also when I've listened back to one of the podcasts that we sometimes talk over each other, like we'll say yes and 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 whilst the other person is talking, and I was just laughing there because so many times I had to catch myself from stopping to actually say something. So yeah, anyway, yeah, so we'll get on to your Doha and I guess a bit of a season recap later on. But it's funny because Noni's actually, so obviously my wife was in Doha as well this weekend, and you would have seen her, and she's actually on the flight that you're on right now. And she's had, well, she only went there for 3 nights, so she's pretty well jet lagged, and I'm thinking that she's probably going to have the similar to what you, because well, you could, because on Qatar Airlines you have internet, right? And she hasn't. I don't think she's been online for the last 8-9 hours, and it's now 1 p.m. So she must be sleeping. So I'm thinking, and then she's going to have to come home and try and sleep again. I'm like, she's going to be wrecked and like not be able to sleep at all tonight. So she's going to be in the same boat as you come tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, she'll be on the couch at 2 a.m. like tomorrow morning.
Yeah, definitely kicking her out of bed. She's not keeping me
Yeah,
up all night.
nah, nah.
But yeah, I mentioned at the start of the pod, this is going to be the final one for the year. And before we actually get into it, I just want to, yeah, a big thank you to all of our listeners that have come on board this year. I think, when we started this in January this year, I don't think we could have imagined that. Um, well, I thought maybe a few more than just my parents and your parents and our partners would listen, but I don't think we could have imagined how many actually have come on board. So a big thank you to everyone that's tuned in, sent messages, sent positive and I guess room areas of improvement feedback as well, which is always nice. I think one of the biggest things for me is like in the last few races that I did, people no longer cheered like "Go Aaron." It was like they'll just say "All in Triathlon," which is which is kind of really cool to see. And yeah, we've got some big plans for next year. We're definitely coming back in early January to restart the pod for next year. But we've got some big plans, which is exciting. But yeah, I did the Spotify Wrapped thing. I sent you a couple of
Yeah,
the stats from there, and it's insane the amount of hours people have listened. I can't even. I'd be. It was like in time wise, I think it was years or something like that. I think one of the stats was from Spotify. But we've got 3,000 people that are there. That this podcast is their top five, and I think it
that's
was
crazy.
380 or 400 people. This was their number one, which is like insane because, well, one, there's so many well established triathlon specific podcasts out there, but that's just across any podcast that these people listen to. So yeah, a big thank you and a shout out to you guys. We feel you, we hear you, and we just say thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I think probably when we started in January, 50% we thought that we didn't have a podcast anymore at this point. So it's cool to see how it grew. And yeah, it's just a start, I think, for us. And indeed, I want to say as well, thank you to everyone. And it's cool, like people come to you and say like, oh yeah, listen to the podcast, it's really good. And like it's fun, you know, like you build a bit of a community, and I think we both enjoy that. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah, cool. So you touched on it a little bit. I keep saying Dubai. Dubai was it the race before, wasn't it? But Doha.
Dubai cost
Yeah,
me my second place overall in the end. The Dubai
yeah.
debacle.
True. Yes. Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Because
well, if Hayden, Matisse, and Martin didn't do an extra lap on the bike, I think Mika wouldn't have come second, and I would have not lost by 1 point. But yeah, anyway, I just in the end I had it in my own hands in Qatar, and I just wasn't good enough, was I? So it's all
well,
good.
you just, I mean, on the day, yeah, obviously that's what you mean
Yeah.
on the day, because yeah, obviously you were very much good enough just 4 weeks before, right? So yeah, but you were saying in the lead up that you were struggling a bit, but I guess before we actually go into a proper talk about the actual race, what annoys you the most? Is it like, okay, is it that you lost second place? Is it that you just didn't have a good showing, like your best showing? Because even on your not having your best showing, how far were you from sixth place, which would have made you hold second place? Like, did all of that run through your mind, or you just, I didn't have a good day and that's just what happened?
Well, so I like lost contact midway through the bike, more or less. And then this was all still in my mind. Like I have to stay as close as possible, because like a lot can happen in the run. And I actually start running quite well. Like and the idea was like I'm still might be able to like overtake Mika and like just have it in my own hands. But then I had to slow down like quite early on the run, and just I wasn't even suffering that much. I just didn't have the energy. It felt like I feel like when I'm someone that is like tired, like I can't hold pace, like neither in the bike or the run. Like for a short bit of time, I can still do good efforts, but I can't like maintain it. And I felt a bit like that in the race. But yeah, then at one point I like, because they were running with like four of them like together for a long time, like Rico, Martin, Mika, and Matisse. So I knew like there's no one really cracking. So it's like, and I came back like 30 seconds in the first lap, but then I lost time from then on. And in the end, Rico, who was six, was in minute 45. So like after 2 laps on the run, it was like out of my hands, you know. And I knew Mika had to come fifth for me to still be second. So I was like counting a bit. And at one point, it actually didn't look too bad, because you had Hayden, Morgan, they were away, and then Matisse had a little gap, and then it was Mika and Marta. So I was like, I just need Mart to beat Mika, and then I'm still second overall. But then Matisse like cracked a bit, and yeah, with like a lap and a half to go, I figured that like it was gonna be for third spot. But in the end, like I wasn't even too disappointed, because, well, I obviously was disappointed just because I had a shit race, and I actually haven't finished off the podium except for my DNF in Singapore since I moved to middle distance. So it was a bit like, like, you know, this is probably the worst race I've done in my middle distance career so far. So it annoys me, but in the end, I actually just was happy to be done, to be honest. Like, I could feel it even like not even just physical, but mentally, I wasn't ready for the race either. Like, I couldn't push myself like I normal can. I feel like I wasn't as motivated like the days leading in, like just I wasn't excited to race, you know. I could just, and it's maybe like a silly thing to say, because like obviously there's lots of money on the line and stuff, but then you can really see that money is not enough big enough of a motivator, you know. Like I just, yeah, I was done basically. Like I don't know, my body just was over it. It's been a long season, so fair enough, I guess. But
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, obviously much lower stakes, but like I know exactly what that feeling is like, right? Where yeah, like you said, money. If money was the only motivator, then I think there would be 20 people that were chomping at the bit every single race that are up there to try and win, right? Like it obviously there's quite a bit more that goes into it, and yeah, it's like I could see it in training, just not the motivation side of things, but just you've come off a big high, you're back in Australia after a long summer over in Europe, like you've ticked off basically the probably, I mean, you've said it, your biggest goal for the year, and we're now still racing into December. The win was pretty well out of your hands ish, like the series, that is.
Yeah, sure.
And so that fight was probably just not there, or is not as much there as what it was before Marbella. And, when you're coming up against these quality guys that maybe have still got more to fight this year because some things just haven't played out for them earlier on in the year, or just different priorities, that this was a bigger race for them this year than it was for you. It's like, yeah, it's hard to compete against that, isn't it? And it just goes to show, like, yes, Hayden has been extremely dominant this year, but it just goes to show you're probably only a tiny bit off percentage wise, and you're seventh rather than what 6 weeks ago you're the winning the world championships. So it's sports fine margins.
Like I think, yeah, for sure. And yeah, that's the thing. Like everything was quite close. You had some of these T100 races where like people would really die or like struggle, and the gaps are quite big, but they weren't so big here. And yeah, I could just also afterwards see, like, because I didn't have power on my screen. I went like Marbella style, where I had no biocomputer, so I just had time and speed, I think. And so I looked afterwards at my power, and it was like 20 watts off. It should be, So, and even when I was with the group, I was like just under 300 watts average. Like normally I should always be able to do that, even like race where I didn't feel so good, I would have around like 300 watts, and like good race I would have around 310. So I was quite a bit off like my normal self. But yeah, I think there is quite a few reasons, and I think in the end maybe I still tried to push a bit too much in training, and I maybe should have really eased off a lot. I actually did that in the swim. Like I did that swim session with you, with the squat, and I did like 2 half hard sessions in Bahrain, and that was it actually. And my swim was still quite good. So I think
was that a hard swim that we did together? I thought it was.
That was the hardest swim I've done in the last 6 weeks.
I thought that was just an easy swim. Sorry.
Well, it was for you for sure. But no, so yeah, I think it's lessons for the future for sure. Like I think sometimes you just gotta deviate maybe from the ideal plan and just really listen to your body. And because now I felt like I never got on top of it really.
Yeah.
It's
okay. Have you spoke I don't think you spoke to Ben in detail yet, so I guess you probably have an end of season and probably race review at some point. But I think we were kind of talking a little bit like, that's one of the challenges I find, and I found having a coach via correspondence, because prior, and I think yourself is the same, always had a coach in person up until Ben, and I was the same up until I had Dan Plews for a little while. And the challenge I always found is, how they interpret your messaging.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like we're always pretty tired when we're in a big training block. And so it's hard if you're sort of saying, oh, I'm tired, but it's like a good tired and you're still training really well. But the messaging then when you're not going as well, but it might still, the messaging coming across might still be similar, or it might not be too different. So I guess it's I'm just trying to say it's like it's hard probably on both fronts to know exactly what the messaging is when it's just via a text, and maybe that's a learning for both you and Ben, like going forward is, like this is what this actually means.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like it's because also I'm someone that like maybe don't want to make it seem too dramatic either, how I'm feeling, because I want to like fool myself a bit, where I
Yeah, we're
like,
all we all lie
yeah,
to ourselves. We're athletes.
yeah,
It's not unique to you. Athletes do it all the time. You lie to yourself all the time. Whether it's whether you're tired, whether you're injured, whether you're
hmm,
sick. Like the last thing you want to do is admit to yourself, because then you feel like you're almost defeated. When you start admitting to yourself, or when you start admitting to other people, it's almost like you have to start believing that yourself now. And so it's not
yeah, that's
unique. Like
true.
we're all the same in that sense. I think not all,
Yeah,
but I think majority of athletes are the same in, like, we try and lie to ourselves.
yeah, but it's good. Like, it's a good learning curve for sure. Like, to try and do something different. Maybe if like I come across this feeling at one point in the next seasons, like to really try and be better, do better.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, maybe it wouldn't have solved anything, but maybe it did. So, like in the end, like I think, yeah, like I might, it's like a fine line. I think, like, because then it's maybe giving up on like winning the race,
Mm.
but maybe it's would have been better, and would have maybe come fourth and still like finish second, where now I like maybe because I was still like quite tired, I never really got on top of it. Like I just was really shit, and otherwise I maybe was only half shit. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. It's well, it is what it is in the end. Like I said, I'm looking back on my season, I'm still like very proud of it and very happy about my consistency, and like obviously winning Marbella was like, if I can choose, that's the race I would win this year. So obviously, like, it's been a massively successful year. I would probably say like my most successful year out of my whole career so far. So I need to be, I think, happy with that. It's just a bit of a bummer that like that last race was quite bad.
Mm. I haven't said this to you yet because I thought it was too soon. But do you know what I'm going to say?
No, no.
Uh, in relation to Morgan Pearson. Now, do you know what I'm going to say?
Uh, I actually was thinking about this when he passed me on the run. He
So
did it.
he did do it. So there was a Spotify comment, I think it was early in the season or early in the year, of there was a question. It was posed as, what's more likely to happen this year? Jelle beating Hayden in a T100 race, or Morgan beating Jelle? And I actually thought it was a pretty close question, but I
Mm.
went with Morgan beating Jelle just because, well, I didn't want to seem like I was too biased just because we do the podcast together that I have to pick you. And two, I just to maybe like irk you a little bit, like get under your skin a little bit, and it kind of worked because soon as I did that, you sent me a DM and you were low key dirty with me for saying that. So yeah, it's maybe
No, but he
still
did
a little
it.
bit too soon. We're only
No, no,
72
no.
hours.
I have to say, like, he surprised me this year. Like, his learning curve on the bike was really good. I think he got a lot better, and yeah, he definitely showed a lot of potential that he has on the distance. Like, he's always there in the swim. Like, he leads or second out of the water or whatever. I think he usually wants to be first out of the water because I think he might have a bonus.
Yeah, well, he always
um,
sprints up the beach. That's definitely, he does do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then he's the best runner. Like,
Oof.
he's well, he has had the most. I think he's number one on the PTO list as runner.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think that's accurate? Like, well, yeah, actually, we don't have to go into that, but yeah.
well, it just like the other one that can be the best runner is Hayden, but maybe he doesn't have to go all out every race. You don't know, or he goes harder in the bike, and then like. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Like, I think, yeah, Morgan has showed me wrong. I guess he has proven that he yeah, it has potential. And actually, I had fun with Morgan on the after party, so I think we're buddies now.
Yeah, yeah. Martin did say that you guys are friends, and I think has Morgan got that Kia sponsorship yet?
I don't think so. I don't think he went home with a car.
Okay, but look, I think we got a little bit of criticism from some people that we and that definitely, and as I guess is always going to be the case, the comments get mistaken out of context a little bit. But we never said that he didn't deserve a wild card. We just said that at the time we thought that there were some other people more deserving, but he definitely shown that he was very deserving, and he will. Well, I don't even know. No, there's no contract next year, is there? But he will get a start whenever he wants one, deservedly so next year. So kudos to him. Fantastic finish to the season, and like you said, he was well off the pace on the bike at the start of the year, and he figured it out. And I think he said it. What did he say in Jack Kelly's podcast that? He wants to go head to head against you, but he wants 3 races or something. He said, "Judge me on my 3rd race," something like that. So you didn't quite get the 3rd race by the 3rd race, though, Morgan. It took you about 5. So yeah,
That
still
was
one
fair
up.
enough. Yeah, he got one over me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess at what point did you know you weren't feeling great?
Yeah, I guess midway through the bike when I really start struggling. But still then, like, I think it's because it's such a flat course, and even like on like a big highway with some like small like bridges you go down and stuff, so it's not really a course for like a 62 kilogram guy, so even when I was like starting to struggle on the bike, I was like, it's possible that I struggle here like against like these heavy guys, like Rico and Mika. They're like probably 15-20 kilograms heavier, so it's okay. And as I said, I didn't have my watts on my bike, so I could fool myself still a bit. But then I actually lost quite a lot of time in like that last lap on the bike, and then once I felt that like my running wasn't there either, like then I had to like really accept it and just try to just finish the race in 7th spot.
Yeah. You we saw Morgan go past you on the run, and not to go back to Morgan, but just more about the race and how you're feeling when he went past. Was it just that I can't do that, or did you try?
I tried for a little bit, but he also was going really fast at that point. Like I think it was 3-minute pace that he went past me, and he actually did say something. He said something like, "Let's go for the podium" or something when he passed me. But nah, and then I was just like, because I did start at like 4 or 5K, I was running like 3:12 pace, so like quite decent. I was like, if I can do this like pace, like I might have a good shot of like catching a few guys still up front. But then like I had to slow down and slow down and slow down, and yeah.
What did you
In
finish
the end,
with?
3:22 pace or something.
Okay, so you must have had some high 320s there if you started at 3:12.
Yeah, for sure.
At some
Definitely.
point, yeah.
I haven't looked properly at all.
Did that feel like you're going really, compared to what you normally do? Did that feel really slow?
3:24 pace actually average. Yes, it was like jogging. Yeah, you can really see it.
That was,
You
that was
see the
oh yeah, wow. Okay,
graph.
the listeners cannot see
It
this,
really
but this
drops
is
off.
yeah. That
Yeah,
is
like
not the way to pace a
3:12, 12, 13, 15, 15, and then 23, 24, 21, and then later on like 36, 30, 33, 36.
Yeah.
My heart rate dropped as well. But
Welcome
yeah,
to my world.
no, that's not good. But at one point as well, like I knew I was just gonna finish 7th, so I was with my head already in mojitos and off season.
Speaking of, did you get many on Sunday night mojitos? Friday night?
A few, but they were very expensive. So I also had one beer, which was disgusting, Corona. Yeah, and I had some drinks. It was fun, like very chill, but because there's not much to do in Qatar, they can only serve alcohol in like international hotels and restaurants. But no, it was good. Like, yeah, it was fun. But then I had to wake up early the next day, so that was not so fun. So I had like 2.5 hours of sleep, maybe.
Oof. Yeah, but that's normal after a race, isn't it?
And then a busy day after as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, all good.
And
I
and
survived.
what was the goss from the after party? Any goss? Any goss that you can share at least?
No, nothing that I can share, huh?
Anything that you can't share that you'll tell me after?
Actually, there was not much gossip at all.
Mm.
Or I can't remember.
Jeez, how many
Well,
did you have?
no, not that much. Like a beer, 3 cocktails, another cocktail, 4. But yeah, this is like in like 6 hours, you know.
Yeah.
I was still very sober.
Okay.
Well, like, you know, I wouldn't have
couldn't-
been able to drive. Like I would have had too much to drive, but yeah, I could still beat you in a run for sure.
Well, I had a couple of drinks with some of the 18-year-olds on
Yeah, you said.
Saturday night, and we did actually have a bit of a running race, and I did lose. But yeah,
Yeah. What a running race while you're out, or?
well, I was going home. Not all of them were there, but I was going home, and we went to the pub just near my place because they were kicking on, and I was like,
Oh,
guy, so they're going to the Burley Pavilion. You know what that is, don't you?
the path. Yeah.
The Pav. It costs $40 to get in. Plus, it's like
Oof.
I did go there like a month or 2 months ago, but I was with like a lot of my friends my age that rather than kind of bit more at the age where we want to just sit and have a drink and talk
Yeah.
rather than dance and scream and like try to have a
Yeah.
conversation by screaming. So which is kind of what you have to do at the Pav. And so I said to them, boys, like, because it was kind of like our squad, not squad, sorry, but it was like the boys, a few of the boys within the squad get together for a couple of Christmas drinks. And I said, look, come to the Burley Town Hotel, which is just down the road from mine, and we'll have a few drinks there, and then you guys can go off to the Burley Pav, which we did. And I walked home, which is only about 400 meters away, and they walked out the front to get a taxi, and we had a race to the end of the street. And yeah, no, I did not feature very well in that
Yeah,
sprint, in that race.
the old Achilles are not good for just a not warmed up sprint.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess.
Yeah, but I also didn't want to kick on too much because I had my first race since retirement on Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, at the Gold Coast Crits at Runaway Bay, which I told you about. But yeah, I had to get up at 5 a.m. for that. And there's a guy from Adelaide that's up here, Chris Deegan. He's up here just training for the week, and he wanted to go do the crit. And there's no one else here that was able to do it with him, and Non's away, who was going to go and watch him do it. But I was like, all right, I'll go up and do it with you.
Yeah.
And it was fun, actually. We're going to do something in the new year, aren't we?
I would like to do some crit, yeah.
Long as Ben gives you the green light. It was actually good. I surprisingly, because I haven't done any sort of intensity on the bike since, well, before Noosa would have been, basically Noosa time, and which is almost a couple of months ago now, ish, 6-7 weeks now, and I was, and I've been feeling shit on the bike, and I haven't been doing much riding really because I just like been doing a bit more swimming and running, a bit more time effective. But I actually felt decent on the race, and there was about, I don't know, the light on numbers compared to normal. I think there was about 12, but I got into like a 4-man breakaway.
Oh, it's only 12 people.
But normally it's more. So normally
Okay.
on and this is A grade, right? So there's loads of different grades, but this is A grade was the lightest grade there. Apparently there was a big race in Brisbane on Saturday night. So a lot of them didn't do the Sunday morning crit. But anyway, I think the Wednesday morning crits, Wednesday evening crits are a lot more popular. Yeah. But I got myself into a 4-man breakaway. And then, well, firstly, a guy got away and I chased he was strong. I chased so hard for a lap. I got onto the back of him, and he really didn't want any company because there was a bit of a wind, and he was like putting me in the gutter, and really wasn't letting up because I then had a fairly sizable gap on the next guys, who then had another gap on the main group behind.
Peloton.
The peloton,
The 6-man peloton.
Yeah.
That was left.
Yeah. And I was getting so like not verbally out, but inward. I was like, oh, stop being a prick. Just let me like get on. And just give me like half a lap to recover, and then we can roll turns together. And you're going to like annihilate me in the sprint because I can't sprint compared to these guys. And he didn't. He just like, I got basically just onto his wheel, and he was drilling it in the gutter into the crosswind. And then it's not even, it's like the smallest little hump at Runaway Bay there, up over the bridge. And we went the other way around compared to normal. So the steeper side. So you go up the steeper side, down the gradual side. It's like, people that have been there know, but it's like a 10-second sprint up the hill, but it's quite steep. It's like a sprint. And he whacked it up that hill, and I was like absolutely shattered, like so fisted. And so I had to let him go, and then rolled with the other two guys behind. So there was three of us, with one guy off the front, and then the main group, I don't know, they were quite a bit behind at this point. And for the last 10 minutes, we just rolled turns together. We couldn't catch the leader, and then we went to have
strong then.
He was really strong. He's known, apparently he holds the KOM up Beachmont. But the lower Beachmont, so like, you know how you go up the first 60-minute climb.
Is it like Joseph Cooper or something? No,
I don't
he has
know.
a lot of the KOMs around here.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, he was away off the front, and then we had a sprint, and I didn't know how I was gonna. I was like, do I attack with a lap to go? Do I attack with 2 laps to go? What do I do? What's the plan? And my legs weren't feeling that good at this point anyway. So I was like, got to try something though, because these two guys are probably going to dust me up in a sprint. So on the last lap, with half lap to go on that hill, I went as hard as I could. But I looked back, and so you go over the top of the hill. There's probably only 20, 30 seconds left. And I had like a small gap. It's like, just go for it. Just go for it. And with about 50 meters to go, they both rolled me. So I basically, I finished 4th, first off the podium, chocolate medal. But as one of our loyal listeners pointed out to me on Strava, he said that's another top 10. So I'll claim that. Yeah. Do you remember that reference?
Yeah.
Jelle?
Joseph Cooper has a lot of the KOMs here.
Okay. It could be him. I don't know. I'll have to I'll look it up and let you know. But whoever it was, he was strong. He was quite young.
What was this from? Another top 10?
Remember when Matty Houser's podcast, and we were talking about he came 7th and I came 9th, and I was like, yeah, but only the people that come 9th and 10th say that they're top 10s. Like if you're 8th, you say you're top 8. If you're 7, you probably say you're top 8, etc. So, but yeah, me and Hauser and the rest of the field on the weekend, on pretty much other than 2 people, were top 10s as well. So we share that in common. Yeah. But it was fun. We'll have to do some.
Yeah, Wednesday, no?
Well, maybe I'll see. I see if I can.
Okay.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, I would like to do it. Would be good.
Let's roll on to some awards.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I guess we should explain what we're actually doing. We thought we will wrap up this year's podcast with our own little all-in triathlon awards. We don't have any award to hand out. Maybe we can think of something in the off season, and maybe Jelle can send a precision fill and hydration gel or something. I don't know. A bottle, maybe.
Sure.
If you don't sound too keen on that.
Well, I don't know if they want a precision bottle when they want Kona or whatever.
Well, you never know. You never know.
That's actually something funny that I forgot to say. Like going back to Qatar, thinking about like trophies. Our trophy for like the series podium of T100 was quite bad, quite shit. It was a desert flower, it was called, which is something quite cool. I think it's like but it's basically just a rock without any like engravings on it. It doesn't say like 3rd place, T100 final or whatever. I didn't even bring it. I gave it to my parents to bring to Belgium.
That is quite annoying. That's quite
Yeah,
annoying
well,
because
I was disappointed in that, to be honest. And then, like the podium of the day, they had like this massive, like nice trophy. I was jealous, huh?
I saw Martin's one, and I also saw his one from last year, and the one that he won last year was quite cool and really heavy as
Well,
well.
to be honest, the one that Hayden won for winning was also cool, but then second and third just got a rock.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, yeah, let's go
they spend
through
all their.
first category.
They obviously They obviously spend all their money on elsewhere. So
On 2027 and beyond.
maybe, but also I don't know. You still picked up a good couple 100,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
and before we got onto the awards, we should give a shout out to what do we call Martin? He's not a host, but he's an associate member of the All In Triathlon.
Yeah, associate.
Associate. He had a good race, didn't he? Third place.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
yeah, third place.
Third.
On a year where he admittedly struggled quite a bit. It was good to see him.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah,
on
you
the
could see
podium.
he wasn't that motivated either anymore. So it was good for him
Yeah.
to still finish up on a podium. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I always found with Martin though that sometimes even in training when he says he's not motivated or whatever beforehand, he still then goes out and does a 6-hour ride at like 300 watts. So
Yeah.
I think he's someone that even when he says it, he still can turn it on. Cool. All right, let's get on to our own All In Triathlon Awards. We've seen a couple of podcasts do this. Obviously, most notably, Pro Tri News have done it. The Unfunded did theirs. I haven't listened to their one yet, but it's along the similar lines. But it's basically just we're going to say, breakthrough athlete, race of the year, most dominant performance, etc., etc. We'll go through them. And I thought,
just with Pro Tri News, it's like we will try to be unbiased because they will be biased. Pat is gonna either say
Lionel Sanders has
Taylor,
won everything.
Sanders. Yeah, indeed.
Basically, Lionel's won everything. Even like he wins, like they're probably nominating him for the female performance of the year, the short course athlete of the year. We'll try and be as
comeback
unbiased.
of the year after Indian Wells.
Yeah. Cool. So let's start with breakthrough athlete of the year. So I'm going to say some that I've said, and like if anyone that I've missed that you think added in. And then I thought that we have to try and, if we differ, we have to try and debate why we think this person over that person, and try and find one person. If we're really staunch on having a difference of opinion, then we can go with that. But let's just try and see if we can get one person.
Yeah.
Cool. So breakthrough athlete of the year: Solveig Lofseth, Miguel Hidalgo, Kate Woff, and you've put in brackets here. So the person you wanted to add in is
Mika Noot. And I actually also now came up with Alessio Cocciani. I think he would be a good addition for Breakthrough of the Year as well, with his third place in Wollongong and another podium in Hamburg. So I think that's also a good addition to Breakthrough of the Year.
Yeah. Well, I'm going with Solveig Lofseth.
Yeah, same.
Okay, that's an easy one. I don't even think we really need to debate it, but yeah, she obviously was for the large majority of the triathlon public fairly well unknown before Kona this year, or maybe a little bit before that. She had some good long course races before that, but yeah, to come out then win the Ironman World Championships, I think that speaks enough for itself.
Yeah,
right?
I think because it is that she won the Ironman World Championship in Kona as quite a big outsider. I think that's why she needs to get this award. I do think like Kate Woff as well, like from not doing any middle distance race to like winning the T100. It's also like an insane breakthrough year, but yeah, I still think winning the Ironman World Champs, you need to get it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, Kate. Well, if we're probably gonna put the Ironman World Championships on a higher pedestal than the T100 Championships, I think. And Solveig has come from a lower, let's say, benchmark to Kate. Like Kate was coming in from a higher benchmark. She's been on the podium World Series. She, has been under 23 world champion. Like, yeah. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's why, and I think, yeah. I mean, Mika Newt obviously, but similar. I think he's been fairly consistent for a while now. This is definitely his most consistent year.
Yeah.
But he's always been pushing there, but I don't think he didn't win a T100 this year, did he?
No.
No. And Crociani's good. Miguel Hidalgo, both good shouts. But yep, we'll settle with Solveig, which I think is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Most exciting race this year. The ones that I've got written down: the men's Marbella, 70.3 world champs, women's Kona, the men's WTCS Fréjus, and in brackets, you've added in the men's Nice race.
Yeah.
World champs.
Yeah, I thought that then as well, like that they started running with the 5 of them, like in basically echelon style at one point, and then like it whittled down to in the end, yeah, Casper won quite comfortably, but I think for a long distance race that was an exciting one. This one's hard, huh? Like I'm probably biased, like with men's Marbella. I think that was the most exciting race of the year, but I can also find myself in basically all of them, especially like women's Kona, with like how the script turned completely towards the end there. I think that's also like I don't think that maybe has really happened ever. That 2 of the top like that you would think are gonna win both have to stop. I'm gonna say men's Marbella.
I'm going to. So we're off to a good start here. I'm also going to agree with you here, and I also agree with what you said about the men's, men and women's Ironman World Championships. And I threw in Fréjus, men's WTS Fréjus. In the end, it probably wasn't as exciting as we were hoping, but that was probably one of the most excited I've been for a race this year for the whole year, because of obviously Matty Howes had been dominant with both Miguel and Vasco, like right on his heels every single race, putting on a good show. But then the return for that one race only of Alex Yee and Hayden Wild had done a few already that year. But to see them 2 back in the fold, I think, probably the most excited, the most looking forward to a race this year was that one. Maybe No, go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'd say it was a good race. That sprint was really exciting, but I feel like the bike was too boring for it to be really up there, as most exciting race.
Do you think? I thought that was just with like the front group and then the chase group, like better than the groups being together, no? I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It's short course race maybe, but yeah, you could. Well, I was watching this also. I was there watching it. I wasn't watching live I wasn't watching on TV. I mean, I was watching live. But I feel like quite early on, you could see that like both Alex's group and Hayden's group was losing time.
Yeah, no, that's true. Actually, it would have been far more exciting had there been the 2 groups separate and one was closing. It were they going to catch? Weren't they going to catch? They get
Yeah.
So yeah,
Indeed.
no, I think we're in agreement here with Marbella. And it speaks for itself. Obviously, we've spoken about.
I think we're gonna agree on the next one as well.
Yeah.
Well, you're Aussie, so
most dominant performance of the year. So Matthew Hauser, Wollongong, Lucy Charles Barclay, Marbella, Kate Waugh, Singapore. Surely there's someone else. I've left a few open for you to add it in there.
Obviously, I would say, Hayden. But this is maybe not one performance, but most dominant season of the year. That would be Hayden Wild. And you can put every win of him up there, I guess. Maybe except for Fréjus was maybe still a little bit close, but all the rest, I think he fairly convincingly won them. So you could put definitely like a London or like any race up there, of
Yeah.
Hayden.
So we'll put in Hayden Wild's most dominant race, whichever one that was this year,
Yeah,
up against that as well. But yeah, I've chosen Matthew Hauser. One,
yeah, same.
I'm trying to look at it as unbiased as I can, in Wollongong, that is. But we talk, and this is going to prelude a little bit as to our performance of the year. So I won't talk too much of it. But yeah, to do what he did at Home World Championships, led the swim out in dominant fashion. He was a driving force in that lead bike, and then to go on and win the grand final by over 30 seconds. Yeah, for me, it's a domination in racing that's normally only split by a couple of seconds. So Matthew Hauser wins it for me.
Yeah, I feel like just from start to finish, he just had it in control. Yeah, it was just a textbook.
Yeah. This one here is not so much an award, I guess. It's more, what am I looking forward to the most? And so I've put one down as, for me, it's, well, I've seen you've added a few more, but for me personally, it's Alex Yee's come back to triathlon. So off the back of
If he is.
Yeah, if he is, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain he'll come back. But yeah, for me, it's just I'm excited to see how well he transitions back into triathlon. There's no doubt that front group now is that they're back, that they've seen what they can do. Sometimes it takes, so when I was racing a lot in the short course scenes, because I'd seen it happen so many times, I just knew that that was possible. And I knew that if we committed to it, i.e. going hard for the swim and the bike, we could keep the likes of, at the time, Mario Mola, Rich Murray, yourself, out of the race. And it just obviously increased our chances. And then it kind of went away for a little bit. And then I think people lost belief in that's what could happen. And now I see it, I feel like it's back. They've seen what they can do if they commit in the swim and the bike. And so I'm interested to see how Alex fits back into the fold of that. And so that's what I'm looking forward to most next year.
Yeah, no. It will be very interesting year on short course. I think especially also like Hayden maybe back on full strength in WTS. Like he probably still does T100, but I mean like a full winter of like building his swim back up. And like he was obviously struggling after his crash with the swim in short course. So it will be interesting to see as well when he's back, and the whole dynamics might change if you then have Hayden and Alex, like both not front back swimmers, maybe if it's a small group at least, because Alex had some good swims, but if it's like a 5-6 man breakaway, the dynamics might change if both Hayden and Alex are in that second back. So it will be an interesting year in short course. And also the Olympic period is starting again, so we'll see more people back to short course trying to start the year well with the Olympic cycle well with getting good points early on. So I think just in general it will be an interesting WTCS year.
Yeah. I don't think this one's one where we need to try and convince each other of the other. This is just, I guess, what you're looking forward to the most.
I put in there Jelle in Ironman.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I was also thinking like T100, like how it's gonna look. They obviously had some like struggles this year along the way with like races changing dates and the Dubai debacle, the shoe gate, the bottles gate from Hayden.
Basically,
so there's
just basically all of them are Hayden Wild gates.
I guess so, except for the changing
gate,
of the calendar.
bottle gate. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
other than changing
Dubai also, it's not just Hayden though; it's also the run lap counting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe Hayden had something to do with the changing of the calendar. You never know, Aaron. No, but I feel like, and then they now announced like their whole vision for 2027 and beyond, where they're gonna organize the World Triathlon Championship Series and have these like cedar races both in short course racing as T100 racing. And I saw actually this as a comment to the post. A lot of people said like, T50? Like, are they gonna do a 1K swim, 40K bike, 9K run, because that adds up to 50? But they told us like it will just be the same distance as it always is, like 1.5K swim, 40K bike, 10K run. It just fits the brand better to call it T50. Just for people that are wondering. But yeah, interesting times ahead for T100, and I feel like although next year they seem to see it a bit more as a transition year, I feel like it's still gonna be a very important year for them to show that they're like evolving in the right way with managing races, especially if they want to organize 80 plus race in 2027. They better know what they're doing, and yeah, I think it will be also one to watch.
Most definitely. Yeah, I think it's yeah. I mean, we could probably go on to and do a whole podcast on that topic alone, but I think it's probably a positive thing. Like, and there's no doubt they had their issues with actually organizing races, but the broadcast product that they put on, the showcasing of the athletes, the prize money, all of these things that the athletes directly benefit from, they're doing better than any other organization. So
yeah, for sure.
If they come in and step that up as well in the WTS series, which is a well-established series now, so hopefully it's a lot easier for them to take over.
But it is
right.
It is true though, like that WTCS, like that series hasn't evolved since it started in 2009. Basically, it's still the same prize money. Still, the broadcast is behind the paywall. They think a lot, but there is a lot more potential there to make that sport as well. Like having to race in federation suits where you can barely have any sponsors on. Like, there's a lot of stuff there that, in my opinion, doesn't make sense that they're doing if they want to grow the sport and the athletes as well. And I think it's a lot of things that T100 is really good at and evolve the sport in. So if they can, hopefully work together to drive the whole sport of triathlon to a higher level with potentially bigger sponsor opportunities, because now it's a lot like sponsors in the sport that are interested in athletes, and you have a few that have like sponsors outside of the sport, but it's not like Formula One where it's normal to have a normal brand paying a lot of money. So the vision is good. Now I just gotta wait and see if it's actually feasible, and if they can realize what they're aiming for.
All right,
so we got the big ones now.
The big ones, the two. Drum roll, please, for the two big ones. Very good. So male athlete of the year, and the nominations are Matthew Hauser with 4 from 4 wins, dominating the series. Also a world champs relay win in Hamburg this year. Casper Storns, Ironman world champion, 70.3 bronze, second in the Pro Series. Jelle Geens, woo!
Yeah.
70.3 world champ, third in the T100 series. And then I just forgot this guy.
I added it. Hayden Wilds dominating T100 series. Plus Abu Dhabi win, I guess. Short course in the beginning of the year. I think
and
those
coming
are
back
the
from
most.
That accident.
Yeah, definitely. I feel those are the. You can say something for Christian, but then he didn't win a title, so I feel you need to win a title to be able to be up there. For me, I doubted a bit. Like, I actually talked about it with some people about this one as well, because I was a bit in conflict. But I'm going for Casper Storns winning the Ironman World Champs. I feel like it's the biggest race in our sports, except maybe the Olympics. And then he was third as well at 70.3 Worlds and second in the Pro Series. So I'm going for him.
Okay, we've got our first disagreement.
You, of course, have Matt Hauser.
Do you think that's
Aussie?
Yeah, so I wish Matty wasn't Australian on this for this reason, so that I don't look like I'm being biased. I just think and we've spoke about this. So this is how I'm going to try and convince you. This is how I will convince you to pick Matty Hauser. We've said quite consistently on this podcast that short course is the most competitive form of triathlon. And he's dominated. He's won every single, sorry, he didn't win every single race, but he was in the amount that counted towards the world championship. He was dominant and he won enough to go into the grand final with a perfect score. And then obviously dominated. We gave him the most dominant race performance of the year in Wollongong this year to win the world title on home surface. And then to top it off, he took down the king of Noosa at Noosa Champs. Jelle's so confused. He's like, who's the king of Noosa?
I know you're the king of Noosa.
No. That's not what I was going to say. He put together one of the most impressive relay legs that we've ever seen to anchor Australia to a world title in the mixed team relay. So that is why I am quite strong on him being the male athlete of the year. And
as we can't agree, maybe let's just settle on me then as male athlete of the year.
So no, I didn't do a good enough. I didn't do a good enough job of convincing you.
One thing I want to say is number 1 and 2 of the Olympics previous years weren't there, or weren't consistently there, or weren't focusing on it at least.
But when they were there, he wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, but they weren't focusing on it. Yeah, obviously,
But and like, do you hold like Hayden wasn't in?
What's the thing though? Like, you say WTCS is the most competitive series out there.
I think you've said that more than me, actually.
No, but I agree on it. Like, it is very competitive, but does that make you stand out more, or does it make you stand out more that you win the biggest race in our sport?
Does it make you stand out more? I think.
If you would ask a random triathlete.
Well, no, because it's not what's the biggest. It's not what's the most popular. We're not saying who's the most popular. I'm saying what we're saying is what was the best performance? What was the hardest thing to win this year?
Best performance was one of our other.
Sorry,
we gave that one to Matt.
Yeah, best performer of the year overall. So, like, I know this is going to be unpopular, and a lot of people listen to this because a lot of our fans are long course based fans. But we have to look past that, and it's not a popularity contest. We're not trying to say, what do the fans think is the best thing to win. It's basically, in boxing terms, who was the best pound for pound fighter this year, or best pound per pound triathlete?
Well, there is for sure something to say with Matt's season as well. Like, yeah, I guess I'll agree with you because you have to go soon. So
no, come on, show a bit more fight, Jelle. No, but okay, we don't have to.
Well,
agree.
but no,
you're strong on.
There is no. There's definitely something to say for Matt as well. Like, I don't think we have seen that dominant of a short course season since probably Alistair Brownlee back in the day. Yeah, it just also Casper going sub 2:30 in that marathon still, like, it's also a crazy performance. But we can settle on Matt. Like, sure, I live 5 minutes from him, so let's give it to Matt. I can go and deliver that precision bottle myself.
Yeah, he'll be stoked with that, I'm sure.
Definitely. Finally a proper bottle for him. For a proper nutrition brand.
Maddie does listen as well, so hopefully you're sitting at home laughing right now, Maddie. Okay, well, I feel like I kind of feel like a bit of a hollow victory though, because I feel like you've rolled over a little bit there. I wanted a bit more fight.
Well, it's as I said in the beginning, like, it was a hard one for me as well.
So that was your other one. So it was between those two.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It was the same.
And
for
actually,
me.
Kate said Matt as well, so 2-1.
And I'm sure
and 100% would have said Matt.
He would be
She
like, Casper.
hates long distance.
She'd be like, Casper who? What's
Yeah.
Kona? Kona, I've never heard of Kona. What are you talking
Well, it
about?
was nice though.
I know. But talking about Kona, let's go on to the females one. The last
Yeah.
award that we have, the Female Athlete of the Year. So I feel like I'm missing some. Well, there's definitely some on there that I've missed, but deliberately I thought about them, but thought they didn't deserve to be nominated. Sorry, that's maybe a bit too blunt, but anyway, Female Athlete of the Year, Lucy Charles-Barclay, 70.3 world champ and third in the T100 series.
Hey, that's like
Kate
me,
Woff,
actually, the same.
yeah. Kate Woff, T100 world champ. Solveig Lofseth, Ironman world champ. And you're going to have to help me. Where was she in the pro series? She was on the podium. Was it second or third?
Second.
And who am I missing? I didn't put any short course person on this one.
Well, Lisa Turch won the WTCS, but that was a weird season, wasn't it? Well, a weird final, basically, in Wollongong.
It was definitely it was not like one in a dominant season like Hauser.
No. Like Get Matthews had a very consistent year, but without any titles, so, well, except for the pro series, but it's not that high up in my opinion. Like it's like Christian Blumenfeld said, the main goal was Ironman, the second goal was 70.3, and then he won his last goal, pro series.
Yeah.
But this one I feel hard to pick a champ. Like also with Lucy Charles, she won 2 T100s, I would say. So maybe I would give it to Lucy, to be honest.
Yeah, I am going with Solveig, but I don't feel super strongly about this. But just because, well, she's an Ironman world champ, and as you said, but if I'm going to go with the same logic, it's not.
But I guess
not
it's the only race. It's the only race she won. I think. Or did she win Lake Placid? She maybe won Ironman Lake Placid.
Potentially, I don't know, but it's not a big race, is it? Like I wouldn't be putting. That's not going to get across the line.
I feel like Lucy because she won, I think, 2 T100. She won a 70.3 world champ. She won a normal 70.3. Third in T100. Like basically, what killed her maybe to be dominantly winning this series is that she was only fifth in Qatar and then only third in the T100 series, because if she like it was between her, Kate Woff, and Julie Duran, whoever won Qatar would win the T100. So she was up there until the last race, but then ran out of, like she was talking to me as well. She struggled after Marbella as well. I'm happy to Lucy just because she did win more than just one race, and also I feel that comeback from like whatever happened in Kona, like she came on the podcast and it wasn't maybe just the ordinary heat stroke, but it seemed like there was more going on maybe for her. But then to bounce back in 4 weeks' time to win 70.3 worlds in quite a dominant fashion, I think there is something to say for her to get Female Athlete of the Year.
Yeah, and you've done enough to convince me. I'm not going to die on the hill over that one, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a fairly 50-50 for me, and so I think you've convinced me. Plus, Lucy is a All-In Triathlon alumni, so that also plays. So our champs this year have both been on the All-In Triathlon podcast. What does that say about
Storns and Lucy Charles-Barclay?
And Matty Hauser.
Yeah, I was joking.
Matty Hauser's been on twice. He's been on the podcast twice.
Actually, yeah, 3 times actually.
Well, right? Mate, because I fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So it means if you wanna be male or female athlete of the year next year, you better come on the podcast with us.
Yeah, just get your people to get in contact with our people, and we can maybe make it happen.
Yeah.
Right, I think that shall wrap up the 2025 season. What an epic year it's been. My last professional year as a triathlete, so now full-time podcaster for next year.
Yep, 2026 full-time podcaster, part-time TA employee.
I can't believe 2026 next year. Far out.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's coming around quick.
Couple more years and we're having the Olympics in Brisbane.
Yeah. But
with
thanks,
maybe
Jelle.
T100 in there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your love this year. It's been much appreciated. As I said at the start of the show, we've thoroughly enjoyed doing this. Hope everyone has a good holiday season. And don't forget what will help us if you can like all of that stuff. We don't actually say it that often, but like, subscribe, leave some comments. All of that stuff helps get
give us a good rating.
All of that sort of stuff helps get the podcast pushed to further people so that we can keep doing what we're doing.
I want to say one more thing. I want to say sorry to all the people in our Strava club that had me on the podium in their prediction and lost the precision voucher, because I think there was only 1 or 2 people that didn't have me on the podium and they won the vouchers.
That is true. So for those,
sorry to my loyal followers that got me on the podium.
Yeah, we'll finish on that note actually. So for those listeners that didn't actually see that, I put out for the winner of December was to pick Jelle's finishing place first, and then decided by who was closest to the time after that. And no one picked him coming 7th. So it actually went to 2 people that picked you in 4th and 3rd, because they were then the closest by a time. So it was actually the people that had you come finishing on the podium in the worst position are the winners of the Precision Fuel and Hydration. But maybe what happened is, I reckon they listened to our preview podcast and they were like, could sense there wasn't confidence in your voice beforehand.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year.
Cheers.